Hi. So we're pretty excited because...
Feels like we're back in COVID times.
I know. Remember that? We're pretty excited because next week we get to start Murph Training. And so Matt and I are going to show you the standards that we are going to hold everyone to for their Murph Training. And we're going to have variations for the squats, the push-ups, and the pull-ups. And you can only choose from those variations.
And the nice thing is the reason we did that is that your first day is going to be not like a real testing day, but it's going to be a great day for you to realize where you're at this moment for those movements that we give you and the standards that we're going to hold you to. The reason we're doing that ultimately is so that you can see your improvements before the Murph, during the Murph, and after the Murph, but also getting you better. So we're going to hold you to a little bit better standards to help you get stronger in those fundamental movements. You might have saw me post a thing about Michelle this week, about her gaining some strength in her upper body. And we kind of talked about it on our podcast also. So if you listen to those things, you'll kind of understand why we did it in a little bit more of a longer version explaining why. But we're going to go over the pull-up first, okay? So first pull-up option, number one is going to be the banded pull-up, okay? So whatever band we give you, it could be green band, it could be a bigger band, it could be a couple bands depending on what level you're at, or Katie's just got the mini band right now. So she's going to jump up.
Can I jump up?
Oh, sorry.
Nope.
You got it?
Yep.
All right, so she's going to do the kipping, okay? So that's a good option, and stop. Good, so basically what that option number one for the pull-up is with a band. So she'll utilize that band through the whole training that we do for the next 2 months. She's not going to change it, get rid of it, or anything like that. She's going to keep training with that because that's what we're going to use while we're in the open, okay? Or, sorry, the open, gotta keep the open in mind. The Murph, sorry. The second option you can do for the pull-up is the obvious regular one. Okay, so it's a regular pull-up. Okay, you can hop up there.
Oh, I thought you were about to hop up
I was just about to, but they don't want to see that over there. Regular kip and relax. So that's obviously without the vest. Then option number three would be with the vest. Those of you that have done Murph several times and have done it with the vest, that will be your training option. For the ones that want to get to a vest, you're going to have to still stick with the pull-up without the vest. Okay? Then, coming on over for the rings. This will be our foundational option.
Yes.
Okay? Just like CrossFit has, they have the foundations options. We're going to do rings, but with the rings, they are marked right now. We have a mark for them for height. There's actually a mark on the beam to move the ring over like this, and you'll know what height you're supposed to be at, because these do get adjusted sometimes. So we won't have the rings up here or way down lower yet. We're going to have them all at the same height, and there's a reason for that. Then we're going to require you to put your feet in line with the rig. So now my feet are in line with the rig. I lay back, and I'm going to do my ring rows. This way, every time that I do the ring row, it's going to be consistent and following the same standard. Okay? Excellent.
Push-ups.
Push-ups.
All right. So, for our push-ups, do you want to talk through it?
I'll do them.
Okay. So, our first option is obviously going to be if you can do a push-up all the way to the ground, chest to the ground. Matt's going to do a couple. Okay, those look really good. If you are working on building strength for the push-up and can't get all the way to the ground, then you're going to use a block. Now, the block, when you are putting the block, needs to be so that it'll hit at like your clavicle. So put it like right underneath your chin, not your belly, not your rib cage, but where you're going to hit it is going to be right at your clavicle. So right at your chest. And you're gonna go all the way down and touch. For some people, that's still really difficult. So we can put the block up this way, and same thing, he's gonna hit it right at that same spot on his chest. Or you
We're not gonna go
that high.
If you have to go this high, we're just gonna take you back down to the bottom part and then go ahead and talk.
You're gonna go knees on the ground, but you're trying to hit the same spot on your chest, okay? Holding up your belly so that you're not hitting the block with your belly first.
That looked good, didn't it, Paul?
Those look really good.
And then, if you have to, even on your knees, if you have to go up one more, you're here. So what this eliminates is, even if I try to cheat with my hips down, I can't really do it. This is gonna be brutal. Still gonna be way harder on my triceps. So we're eliminating a lot of the cheating. I hate to call it cheating because I know you're not trying to cheat.
We're just trying to make everyone stronger in the push-up because
trying to hold you to a standard.
Yep, and we talked about it on the podcast. So if it's not out, you should listen to it. But we did talk about how we do movements over and over, and all of us could use a refresher. So this will be a good one for the push-up. The squat.
Now, foundational. Foundational
Sorry.
for the push-up. Let's use that bench right there if you want to turn that camera on. Foundational can be this also. You can be here, okay, and maybe this is all it is. That's fine. Foundational, and if it's got to be higher, we can bring out a taller box and do the same thing. Cool. Squats.
Not too many variations on the squats.
So Katie's gonna use the ball, and I'll go over the different variations.
Or more variations than I thought.
Well, depending on knees and hips.
Depending on knees and hips.
Yeah.
So, the first variation, whether you are wearing a vest or not wearing a vest, would be to squat to either a box or a ball. That's going to put you in the right position to get your hips below your knees.
So go ahead and squat. As you can see, your hips are below her knees.
Now, for someone who's way taller, this might not be a great option because it's going to be too low.
You might have to go to this
grab a box. That's same thing.
And then for foundational, meaning and what I mean by foundation is if there's a limitation. So some people with hip surgeries, hip injuries, even back injuries, knee injuries, we all know what goes on there.
Precludes you from squatting to a full
So
depth.
we'll just put you at a higher level. So obviously the box would be higher, or a bench or whatever we may give you to do the squats. Some of you may have to even do for foundational is we'll keep the box, we'll come on over here, and we'll just like this, and this may be your foundational.
So squatting to the rings. Now,
Squatting with the rings.
we squat all the time, but everyone is going to squat to a ball or a box or a target during our training because after a while in the Murph, we get really tired. Some of our squats don't get as deep.
Exactly.
So we want to practice doing large sets to the correct target every single time. And again, making us stronger in our squats. So.
Have a good day.